her blood clot smoking out the air.
Yeah.
F***ing out the kitchen, she was f***ing out the chair.
Yeah.
F***ing out the bathroom, cock it up upon the stairs, and stepping out like a very gala Johnny here.
Joe, you're not no
Sexy.
1 minute man.
Not a 1 minute, man.
Cause when you
Turn red and we tan pan it long.
You're not a Rasta. You're corrupt. You're corrupt. Your mind and your inside dirty.
One brother, one sister, and the two of them born in Jamaica, in Kingston, and raised in England. And truth of the fact is, me born in England and raised in Jamaica. I come to Jamaica 8 months old in a one banana boat, and I come on my farm in a St. Ann, where my parents did have, and I grow in the hills of St. Ann.
If you've watched 2 of my videos, which are called Ain't Jamaicans Nigerian Part 1 and Part 2, to get the affirmative answers, then I've said to you before that St. Anne is the wife of King James, of the Bible you love to read. We love to read it! But she had a bag of slaves, and she said that she would sell them to the Moors, as in the Saracens, because initially it was M-O-I-R. Okay? So you gotta ask yourself what it is you're worshipping. It says West Indian is not a race or ethnicity. You were from India and the west of it until they put you in the ship. One of the darkest chapters in human history. Every hand-glazed mosaic in this monumental palace, every broken column and battlement had been built and crafted by an army of Christian slaves, flogged by black slave drivers and held in filthy slave pens. These abject captives were forced to work on what the Sultan intended to be the largest construction project in the known world. Moulay Ismail's male slaves were said to have toiled for 15 hours a day and were often forced to work at night as well. The female captives were even more miserable. Dutch colonial period in America. Okay, it's the editor's corner, and it says, to view the hostility and division, those who are different from ourselves seem to be a basic component of human nature, while the contours of social clustering are constantly changing. Whether Greek, Mayan or Nubian, Christian, Jewish or Muslim, liberal or conservative, and even historians, we tend to see those not part of our crowd, it says it like that, as somewhat inferior. This issue of the Halfmain continues publication of those papers on tolerance and cultural diversity in New Netherlands, presented at the Renaissance, I can't even read that, seminar in Albany this past September. While there is no doubt that the New Netherlands exhibited amazing diversity, tolerance of diversity was more elusive. The 2 papers published in these pages suggest that the bounds of Dutch tolerance in New Netherlands often did not extend to those who were seen to be too much different from themselves. How does one investigate a concept as elusive as tolerance when it pertains to an enslaved people? Historian Willie Page asks in this essay, Mr. Page draws upon an African-American scholarship to try to explain why European marked a people merely because of their colour of their skin. He concludes this, the image of blacks as a I can't read that word, something class drew upon an already evolving negative stereotyping of blacks in Dutch culture. in conjunction with the greed arising from vast wealth. What it also says is religious themes concerning blacks were similar to those of the Magi, the baptism of the Ethiopian, and the myth of the curse of Ham, with the condemnation of blacks to perpetual servitude were the most common. The Dutch reformed. Black and white are capitalized just as Negro, black, and white are capitalized just as Negro, and Italian are capitalized. This is so because when used in the context of terms that denote race, not skin color, many blacks in America have blonde hair and blue eyes.
You know what's weird?
Wait,
No, you know what's
just as many whites are olive complexioned and have nappy hair.
right.
So this whole racism thing is what?
It's a social construct.
It's a social construct.
You know, Julia Fox, she was saying on a show, she did some sort of interview, and this black woman was interviewing her about her being Italian, and she was like, I still receive racism from white people, and I look like a white woman, but then I've had the whitest of white people attack me and be like, oh, you're not fully white.